morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Wednesday, September 20th, 2023. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. We are just one day away from week 3 and Thursday night football, so let's not waste any time. Let's get to the injury report for this week 3 game. Ambry Thomas was limited in practice yesterday with his knee injury. Brandon Ayuk also limited with a shoulder injury. Kyle Shanahan said he's trending in the right direction. There was a report from Jack Hammer who said Ayuk had a CT scan. It revealed no break in the clavicle area. So his ability to play on Thursday is going to be all about pain tolerance. And I'm sorry, but if you can't beat the Giants with Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel and George Kittle, you've got bigger problems. I rest Ayuk, let him heal up, give him the extra time to come back because you want him healthy for that Cowboys game, which could go a long way in determining the number 1 seed in the NFC. Now, to the audio portion of the show. A lot of heavy hitters spoke yesterday, so let's get right to it. Kyle Shanahan, you are up first. Thursday game, not a lot of time to prepare. What's it like getting ready for a game on such a short week?
It's weird. We're throwing 4 days into 2 days. As coach and staff, we throw 2 days into 1 day. So it's kind of a loss for words when I can't swear up here. It's a something show as we do it, but then it's about retaining it when it slows down. Like, we got to put them all through it, the players, so we just throw it all at them. We go out and walk through it twice. We go watch it. It's just, and then it'll slow down tonight when they leave, but that's usually about sleeping and catching up. And then tomorrow, kind of when you get to the hotel, it's like, all right, now it's normal, even though it's not. But now it's Saturday night, and slow it down a little bit. I always love Thursdays or night games because I think it's important on the day of the game to kind of review your whole week, which is the day before, on all the stuff that came in. So you don't hesitate in the game.
Thursday games are always tough. And when in doubt, I always favor the team with more talent. No matter what happens, just chuck it to Deebo. He can truck 3 guys and get you a touchdown. Now, moving on to Brock Purdy, the talk of the week has been the deep passing and the passes that Brock missed against the Rams. So, Brock, how do you fix that?
As a quarterback, you want to play perfect. Is that, a real thing? Like, can you play perfect? I don't know. You're going to mess up, obviously, but for myself, it's like, man, I hold myself to a standard. This whole offense, this team holds ourselves to a certain standard, and so for me, it's like, man, I got to watch the film, learn from it, get out at practice and rep it to, build that confidence again that, hey, we can hit those shots and those opportunities. We've done it in the past, and it's something that, you learn from, but not dwell on and let it affect your game moving forward. So that's where I'm at with that, and I'm excited to get going for Thursday.
Purdy doesn't strike me as a guy that lacks for confidence, but it will be interesting to see how many deep passes the Niners actually attempt against the Giants on Thursday. Now, one more for you before we go. Steve Wilks, defensive coordinator. We know the Niners have struggled against mobile quarterbacks in the past. Daniel Jones is a very mobile quarterback for the New York Giants. He's a priority, clearly, but how do you actually game plan to stop a mobile quarterback?
Number one, we just got to maintain our rush lanes. I think sometimes that our guys and that position itself is just so aggressive. All right, and all of a sudden you're trying to tell those guys to slow down, and that's not what they do naturally. So we just got to be able to, again, with our different stunts that we want to call up front, allow us to be able to clog the rush lanes so he has nowhere to step up, and then once again, just trying to be tight on the back end to make him hold the football.
Daniel Jones is going to get his on the ground. There's no doubt. But the key is to force him as much as possible to throw from the pocket. If you can do that more often than not, there's no way the 49ers lose to the Giants on Thursday night. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Wednesday. If you were wondering just what the 49ers are up to with their $41 million in cap space, John Lynch gave an interview with, surprise, surprise, NBC Sports Bay Area and explained what the plan is for that money. If you want to see what he said, just click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch, our old friend Brian Baldinger is back at it doing his Twitter film breakdowns, or X film breakdowns, I guess we have to say now. He did a couple from the 49ers game on Sunday, including one that a lot of 49er fans need to watch on Nick Bosa. Spoiler alert, Nick's still really good. One thing you may have missed, the 49ers added a cornerback this week, signing Anthony Brown to the 53-man roster. He was on the Steelers practice squad. Last year, he was with the Cowboys, but he tore his Achilles tendon. He does have experience playing both in the slot and on the outside, so it'll be interesting to see whether he gets in the mix for this Niners defense. We know they're a little shaky at the corner position. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Enjoy your Wednesday, everybody. Grant Cohn and I will be live on YouTube, as we always are, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 noon Eastern time. We'll take your questions, your comments. I'll get Grant's take now that he can actually be in the locker room and talk to these guys, which is something because of COVID that he hasn't always been able to do. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm the positive one, believe it or not. So please, please, please join us. We hope you do. You won't regret it. I promise. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.